Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. The Irish Spaghetti Podcast. Like and subscribe. Please enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Irish Spaghetti Podcast. We're your hosts, Billy G, Nikki P. Nick, how are you?
Never better, my friend.
Never better, baby.
Better. Every day, I'm never better, and I'm always better the next day.
You know what?
That fell flat on its face.
No, that's
I dropped
okay.
the ball on that.
I'm reverse. Every day is getting. Remember on Office Space?
Billy, I'm shit today.
Hey, whoa! That came out of nowhere.
Fuck it, I quit.
Remember on Office Space when he was talking to that dude? He's like, so every day that I wake up, it was worse than the next. And he's like, so every day up is the worst day of my life. And his therapist is like, that's pretty messed up.
Even his
Did your therapist say that?
Fucked.
Corporate account speaking, this is Nina speaking.
You know what's crazy about that movie is that movie like spoke to all of our souls.
Yeah.
Of how we feel about going to work and just existing in an inbred corporate landscape.
And it 100% was. You know what's funny is that movie Office Space, exactly, you go in, you clock, and you become this number. And then they made Waiting for a little closer to our industry. And we're like, okay, it's a restaurant movie. Like, how much could they possibly know? And my God, I mean, like, it hit the nail
They
right
got
on the head.
The essence.
Yeah.
They nailed the essence, especially where they're like talking shit in the back and yelling and screaming, and then she comes out and she's like, "Hello."
And that was perfect. That was
exactly.
100%. Yeah,
we
it was
literally
dead
were
on.
saying the foulest, most atrocious things that a person could possibly say, and then we come out to like a table of like a married couple with like two toddlers. And
yeah.
Like, hi, welcome.
It was so.
Do you want crayons for the little one?
Like, I would never say the shit that I'd say about normal human beings, and then you clock out for the night, you wipe all that pain and anger off your back, you move on, you get a cocktail, and that's it.
No, you rinse it away every single night. You have
Just
to rinse
one.
it all away. Yeah. And then by the time your hangover's leaving you, you're ready to drink again the next day. It usually carries over. But the best is like, because you walk in the back and you're like, shut the fuck up, you Dominican cunt. It's always just like super racist.
It is, dude.
It
really is.
But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's a great time, man. That's one of the last places in the entire American landscape where you could speak freely is in a kitchen, in a restaurant kitchen where everyone's just a savage. Most of them are convicts.
Well, you know what?
Up carrots.
The kitchen you can. A lot of the front of house would be
kitchen.
issues.
Only the kitchen.
Yeah, only the kitchen, right?
Once you cross that line to the kitchen, it's just open game.
I watched kitchen guys lose their jobs over the years, and it was always a front of the house person that had some issue with what they said or something they did. They're super filthy, super dirty, you know.
And it's inherently a high stress job in general, so everyone's already on edge. Everyone's already like at an 8. So when something goes wrong, and everyone's sensitive about their position, so you come back and you like need something from the cook or the kitchen messes up, and you have to like find a way to tell them without like setting them off, but you never do because you don't have time. So you just go back like yelling and screaming, and they start yelling and screaming. There's like all kinds of knockdown, drag it out fights. But usually at the end of the day, we end up friends anyways. It's one of the last real places. Yeah. One of the last real places.
It's funny because you're sitting there explaining this on camera. I'm sitting here right now thinking of all that, and I'm literally going over in my head. I'm like, my God, it really was crazy. It was just what a nutty atmosphere for any career. Like, I worked at a grocery store, and I came into it with that same mentality. The grocery store, it was like blue-collar people. They'd have like, we're going to do barbecues, we're going to do this.
It doesn't work there.
It was not the same thing.
It doesn't work there.
Everybody had it out for each other. It was really backstabbing. And I'm not talking like girly, because, there's some really great people too. I'm just saying, like you said, it was such a high-stress environment. So if you did get a person having a bad day, it wasn't just a bad day, you get them at their worst, and then you got a tornado and a hurricane hitting together while everybody else is like trying to rebuild their houses at the same time. It was really rough.
Yeah.
God, that place.
But I'm not gonna lie though, well, that place is rough.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like in general, that's why I was attracted.
Was it different? Was it different at other restaurants?
I love the restaurant business. Out of all the businesses I've ever worked in, the restaurant business is by far that and sales, because it's very similar.
Yeah.
People talking shit to each other. So restaurants and sales both attract the same personality type, which is like highly charismatic, silver-tongued, interesting nut jobs, basically. Everyone's like, like drinking and doing drugs and shit like that, which quite frankly breeds like the most interesting people.
Sure.
And take a look at Hollywood or any type of artist. 99% of them are all out of their minds, just drug addicts and alcoholics and things like that. So you're kind of surrounded by that personality type. And plus, like I said, it's one of the last places where you could just kind of like speak freely. So sales and restaurants, depending on which restaurant you work at, but normally restaurants in general in the kitchen, open game, great time. Some are better than others. Like obviously, some of the places I've worked at are less fun.
Yeah,
if you will. But the thing is,
so ours was actually on the better end.
No.
I
mean, I've had way worse places.
Yeah,
I've been in way
but it
worse
wasn't. So it wasn't worse, but it wasn't better neither.
Yeah, as far as like the ability to talk shit and kind of say what you want, our place was pretty good. Yeah.
Because nobody was ever intelligent enough until he came along to explain it. Because this was my first restaurant job, and you kind of put it in perspective. Because I would ask people like, hey, like, is this like normal? And they go, no, this isn't normal. And I'm like, yeah, but you're pissed off. So how could you honestly give me that answer with it? And I guess it was normal. Also, it was just there was, the people. And by the way, this is all a people thing. Yeah. If you take that same room, it's not haunted. You take that same room, you empty it out, you bring a new slew of restaurant people. Like, yeah. So that had a lot to do with it.
That's the only thing that would ruin it is if you had like that one person where you can't talk like that around them because they'll go to HR every 8 seconds. Then it would ruin the entire vibe of the entire restaurant. You just had to sit there and just staunch like you're working in an office. But that's rare though. Yeah. And also it depends. It's different at different levels too. Like the most fun I ever had was in fine dining. That's the most fun I ever had. Yeah. Because I mean, obviously, like everyone's dressed up real nice. You feel good. There's a certain like amount of class that comes with it and prestige with working in fine dining. So it's a different caliber of person.
Not like respect, right?
It's not sorry, Joe, but it's not like a fucking Applebee's waiter, just like a piece of shit selling fried macaroni and cheese balls to like ungrateful. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's not the same thing. So like, and like, the clientele's a little bit better. So, it's a little bit less stress, but it's also high stress because everything's super serious there. But I don't know, man. Fine dining just had a specialness to it. I can't even explain it. It was just a higher caliber of business in general.
Well, and you're also around a lot of. I'm sorry, but you're around a lot of happy people, like that money, like you're when your clientele. Yes. I mean, was the clientele? Did you feel like the money? I mean, I've met rich people before. Mm-hmm. Rich people are pretty happy. I'm sorry, they just are. Like
it's just a higher level of person for the most part. Yeah. People that are coming out and spending $500, $1,000 on a meal. Number one, they have the money, so they're probably less stressed in their personal lives in general. They're usually like a higher class of person, more well-spoken, better etiquette, better, they come in dressed up. They understand that there's a certain behavior that comes with being in a place of that caliber. Like, for instance, if you're tailgating in the parking lot before a football game, you're going to see a bunch of animals, acting like fucking animals. Sure. But you take those same people and you walk them into a church and automatically the behavior changes a little bit. Like, you just kind of calibrate to that. And there was like an understanding in fine dining where that would happen. So overall, over the course of a day, you would deal with less pieces of garbage, if that makes sense.
I'm picturing Raiders fans, like big Mexican dudes going crazy, playing fucking Dr. Dre in the parking lot, going nuts on it, and then them walking into a church going, "Adios mio," and then just
that's exactly
calming down. That's how I'm picturing.
That's exactly what it is.
And you know what? It's funny when it comes to money too. I think that's like. It's such a fantasy, but I think that's like one of the biggest misconceptions of life. And I'm not saying that there isn't unhappy people that have money.
What's one of the things that it doesn't buy happiness?
Yeah. I've imagined having this big giant house, this cobblestone walkway, and you have money on it, and I get it. There's sad people in everything, rich, poor, whatever, everything and different. But just the thought of never worrying about finances again, just not having that particular stress. They say that breaks down marriages, that breaks down domestic with children, like child abuse. Money is a very, very necessary thing in this world.
Think about it.
And I think to not have to worry about it alleviates a lot of stress.
Think about it like a pie chart. Yeah. I would say the lion's share of almost everyone's problems on Earth, for the most part, unless you were like horribly abused or you have a mental issue.
Yeah, like which can happen.
But actually kind of it fits into my criteria. It's money or health.
Yeah.
That's like 99% of it. Think about it. If you have good health and you have a couple of bucks in your pocket, what are your real problems?
And if you want to
most stresses are money related.
And if you
most problems that you have, I hate to say it, can be solved by just throwing cash at it.
100 every time.
Yesterday when you're in your car, your battery died or whatever. Yeah. If you had a crazy amount of money in the bank, you call up a tow truck, you have them take it, you rent a car. It's just throwing money at it. You don't need to stress about any of it at all. It's coming up with the money or like having to ship bills around to pay for these types of things. Yeah. That's what gives you stress.
Sitting on the phone for hours trying to work out a deal so your insurance comes, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When meanwhile, if I had the money, you're absolutely right. I could hire some AAA guy to come over, slap a new battery in for me, throw some money down, goodbye, good night, see ya. Or get a new car. Imagine that. Imagine being able to just get a new car.
You could hire a car service, just drive you around for the week while your car is in the shop and not even sweat it. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah. I hate that. Like, I could just imagine, like, and I hate to say this, but not even like some mega mansion, but just a big house, beautiful driveway, got the family and everything like that.
On that
I look at that like true happiness.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't need a landing strip in my backyard that beelines right to Costa Rica every time I need it. You know what I mean? Of course. But I'm saying,
start smuggling coke like Pablo Escobar.
The idea to reach true happiness is not that far away. It's not unobtainable. I just don't think that I've ever like really went for it, and that's what we're doing now.
We are, and we're gonna get it. Don't worry about
no
that.
doubt.
But
we will be internet sensations before you know it. No doubt.
It's a lot less obtainable when you're paying $10 for a dozen eggs.
Fucking right.
When it's almost $1 an egg.
I refuse to buy eggs now.
No.
Do you buy eggs? Do you still buy eggs?
Not really. Not unless I have to. But you got to think about it like this, and this is what people don't think about in general. It's not just the price of you buying a dozen eggs. It's now every single thing that requires eggs as an ingredient goes up. So if you want to buy a birthday cake for your kid, it's going to be more expensive because eggs go into birthday cakes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, eggs are in most recipes. Like, it's one of the most common ingredients on Earth.
Well,
so that's kind of how.
Isn't this directly connected to the demand of chicken? If I'm not mistaken, we slaughter 11 million chickens every day to eat. That's it, just to eat. Scientists made it to where you could take a chick to a full-grown fat ass, can't even stand up on its own two legs.
They don't
chicken,
have legs anymore.
with giant chicken with ridiculous radioactive parts. Yeah, it's like built into them. You know what I mean? In 3 weeks, that's not. They pump them so full of hormones and everything else. So now, all right, now you got the chicken to eat, but who has time to lay eggs and all this? You know what I mean? Like the chicken trade.
What came first?
Yeah. The chicken, the egg is a fucking headache, right?
Know.
What did come first? I'm gonna go with a fish that turned into a chicken
that became a fish that became a chicken.
It had to be the egg, right?
I don't know. It depends on how God made it. Did he make eggs?
Do you think
that turned into chickens,
maybe
or did he just make chickens?
Maybe a land animal and a sea creature.
Be a she?
Yeah, women can be God's.
What did she make?
What if a woman's controlling the universe? Just really out there, like, Well, I'll tell you what, man. We were gonna get deep in that, but I think at some point they need to put some type of regulation on chicken. I know Americans are not gonna be happy with that. I'm not gonna be.
Honestly, I haven't really looked into the intricacies of why egg prices are up so high. If I did, I could tell you the exact answer.
Yeah.
If I just gave it a little bit of attention, but I've been so busy, I haven't been staying up on my finances much.
Well, when I saw how much eggs are, I didn't want to blame the president.
Frankly,
you know how everything always, as everything is like, it's like, well, thanks, Biden.
I think it's funny how we always try to place blame in like one singular point instead of just realizing that it could be like a variety of factors that all culminated into the result that we are seeing now. So it's not like one singular person or entity that is to blame. Yeah. Not always. Sometimes, not always. Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, yeah, but drives me nuts with like
to blame.
the president thing is like, all right, it's like you got the same guys. I fucking hate this about the Republicans too. You got the same guys that go, Biden doesn't even know where he's at. Guy's probably shitting his pants right now, and then blaming him for the most like ridiculous, crazy schemes that like that are just mastermind plans ruining this country.
Biden wakes up in the middle of the night and takes a shit in the closet thinking it's the restroom. He can't be blamed.
And points at it. Big adult fucking disgusting dude. He goes,
dude, my uncle Michael one time said about a family friend of ours, we call him Johnny Cagoots, which Cagoots just means like idiot in Italian more or less, but his name is just Cagoots now. And I remember he said something crazy and did something dumb, and we were like all complaining about it. And my Uncle Michael gets up and he's like, you know what? He's like, he's too stupid to blame. And we all just kind of looked around the table and we were like, as funny as that was, we all internally understood that he was exactly
what
right.
he was saying.
He is too stupid to blame.
Yeah.
And we were just like, and we let it go. So in this case, like Biden is like too not a person to blame.
And you're right. How do you hold somebody responsible for that? When you like a kid burns down the kitchen, a little toddler burns down the kitchen. You're not looking at them going, why? Why did you? Expecting a logical answer, you pretty much say it's a dumb, stupid kid that burned down the kitchen. Yeah. You start looking for people that are going to paint and rip out the new stove and all that other stuff.
But you discipline the kid because he's going to grow up into a functioning adult with a rational mind. But Biden is the opposite. He's never going to become he's already on the other side.
He was never rational. He never had a rational mind either. You look at him, he was Mr. Gagoots in the 80s.
He's a fucking
he was laughed out of the presidential run in 84.
Yeah.
So and then
plagiarizing speeches.
Yeah, exact word for word speeches. Dude, that's insane.
He comes on stage. He goes, you guys are gonna love this one. 7 years ago. He's
surprised he wasn't wearing a big top hat. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is he doing? Well,
the most famous speech, the Gettysburg Address.
But then he also, it wasn't just the plagiarism that is that he. This is where things got really weird. Is that some news guy challenged his IQ, and he's like, well, you're not very smart. They say that in Congress. You're kind of silly, blah blah. So he stands up and he does that really like smug Biden thing. Goes, tell you what, man. How about we do an IQ test right now? I don't think you're gonna like the way it ends, my friend. Let me tell you something. I graduated in the top half of my class. He's like, top 2/3 of my class. He's like, not when I got tired of that. He goes, I left again and I became the top of that. And he's saying he gave all these award-winning, accomplishments that he supposedly did. And then the news people, now this is back when, Wikipedia wasn't there for us to look up. So what do we have? We had real journalists back then doing real jobs.
Real journalists.
Yeah, there's just never more.
You remember real journalists?
They went in, they looked up his entire thing, and then like, first of all, you were in the he was like, again, like just that swimmer, he was like 76 out of 80 in his class. He was like the dumbest shit, like barely scraped by. And it's like, well, wait a minute. It's one thing if you like say like, hey man, like I did fucking awesome, and you find out that he found out like that he was in the larva. It's another thing to come up with your like I graduated cum laude and my and you're like, wait, what? Why come up with such a lie? Yeah, DeVry University. Why come up with such a crazy, outrageous lies?
Doesn't
that
nuts. Speak to how fucking dumb he is that he would bring that up? So now he highlighted that. So now they're gonna look into it. Now they're gonna expose that he is an idiot.
Yes,
because he's an idiot. Because he should have said nothing about it. Like
nothing.
You don't want to draw attention to your failure.
Yeah, dude. And
you think they're not gonna fact check it?
Yeah, and not only that, where there's like 20 cameras and 20 people that like might go, well, all right, let's look into that. I mean, he's just an idiot, and he's always been an idiot, and it's so obvious. I mean, even when he was with Barack, there was like little inside jokes here and there and stuff like that. And damn it, and you're telling me half this nation bought it? It's crazy.
No one bought it, dude. All those fake ballots. Yeah. Oh, mail-in ballots.
But
my favorite is when they slap on the aviator glasses so you can't see his eyes just rolling around in his head as he's talking.
He's sleeping.
His one chameleon eye just looking all over the room. He's out of his mind.
God. Does that vending machine have M&Ms? On the cover of Time, does that vending machine have M&M? Not the regular, the peanut kind.
Knock, who's there? I don't know. He falls asleep, like he just trails off.
Yeah. What do you think about being the leader of the free world, Mr. Brandon?
Well, he's wearing pajamas with that pajama nightcap.
Dude, it's so sad that this is our guy. And you know what? Plenty of nations kind of representing us.
Fucking vegetable
according to the rest of the world. And it's funny, it's good because there's plenty of nations with weird and funny guys. You got you got our hat. You got Justin Trudeau. He's kind of weird too. But it's like why this one? It's so. God, it's embarrassing. It's secondhand embarrassing being the nation that this is the guy in charge, supposedly in charge of it. I just almost said opposedly.
You know how Trump used to play the YMCA theme song on his rallies to get everyone pumped?
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like that Biden should be there's like just a dude just like on a giant ball juggling. He's such a clown.
Dude, he would come, and he's so stupid he wouldn't even get it. He would come out and go, "Hey man, I used to hear this at the circus, man, with the clowns and the red noses," and people would go, "This fucking guy for real?"
And then he just starts smelling a little kid's head.
Yeah, you go, "Oh, come here,
while
little."
He's holding a confidential document that he just throws in the backseat of his car.
The weirdest thing we talked
The
weirdest we talked about this, how his son had him in as the child Chester the molester in his phone. And
in his phone.
His granddaughter turned 18, and she was helping him at some event. They were passing up ballots, and he walks over. And I'm not even kidding you. You can watch this video. He walks over to her, and she's got a great little ass, dude.
Does she really?
But I'm allowed to say this. She's not my family,
yeah, we're not
and she
related.
is of age. Yeah. He walks over. He takes his big Biden hand, and he puts this button on her, and he like rubs his hand across her tit, and then grabs her by the ass and moves her on. And you don't believe me? Look it up.
Are you serious? I'm dead serious,
dude. There's footage of
Ew,
that.
That's so gross.
And here, how about this?
Biden Lannister.
Yeah, and if you want to say that's some isolated, non-incident, look up the other 10 times that he did weird interactions with children that you yourself would never think about doing. Because
look, we don't need to oversell this. He's a creep.
He's a creep.
The guy's a creep. It's obvious. It's on the surface. We don't need to fight too hard on that one. I don't even think the people that voted him in are even supporting him anymore. Like, no one knows.
They're not. Nobody's getting behind that fucking moron. Dude.
It's funny.
Or
Kamala. My sister voted for him. We used to have knockdown, drag it out fights about Trump and Biden. Obviously, I was supporting Trump at the time and still do, as a matter of fact. If he runs again, if there's not another guy like him out there, he's got my vote, man. Yeah. I mean, we weren't paying $10 for eggs. I'll say that much. But anyway, knockdown, drag it out fights for the whole year. Biden gets elected. About 8 months goes in. I called her up and I'm like, how you liking your president there? And let me just say, her bravado was dramatically turned down. The volume on that arrogance was...
Yeah. He's doing okay. I'm gonna go.
He's doing okay. Can I borrow some gas money?
Yeah, exactly.
You got gas money I can take?
Hey, look, I gotta go catch the bus. I'll talk to you later.
Sleepy Joe.
Nah, yeah, nobody's getting behind that. That guy's so fucking weird, man. What a weird, what a weird situation this country's in right now.
He's clearly a figurehead. There's no Biden. There's the Democratic Party.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny is, like, has Kamala Harris even made a name for herself whatsoever? Kamala.
They're hiding her away, too, because everyone hates her, too. They can see how evil she is.
Kamala comes from Egypt. Kamala.
Every time she shows up to a press conference, she should be riding on a fucking broomstick.
Yeah, she's really evil. Embarrassing.
She's horrible, man. Yeah. She's a horrible person.
Somebody who has that nonstop cackle, like, makes me worried because I think those type of people are, like, really disconnected from emotions, like that can have like a serious kind of like no, and it's like, what are you laughing at?
Inappropriate.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really
cartoon
really
villain
off.
Laughter.
Yeah.
No one actually laughs like that.
No, you think the children at Sandy Hook? You're like, all right, what the fuck is this? Tell you what, man, let's get into story number 1. This kind of goes into it.
Story numero uno.
All right, so
it's my Spanish right
now
there.
we talked about 2 weirdos. We'll talk about that. Well, not anymore, but we'll talk about who would have been third in line to become the president. We have Nancy Pelosi's husband. Now we watched this video before we started. We're gonna watch it again here. But so new body cam footage just emerged. This was that night that took place. Now, initially they had painted this. Of course, you get 2 stories because like we were talking earlier, nobody's a journalist anymore. So you get 2 entirely different stories, and then we as the people, because we're not getting the truth anymore, have to make up the truth of our own and take our own word for it and figure out the facts. And
you have to see through the propaganda.
Yes, and it's exhausting because this goes with every story.
Sifting for fucking gold.
Well, you know how you do it. You read 2 different articles completely combating one another, just all contradicting one another, and then you take the true facts from this one, the true facts from this one, you line it up, you take the crazy stuff from this one, the crazy from this one, you disregard it, and somewhere right in the middle, not even a clear picture, but you got to decide of what you really feel took place.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the slap fighting contest.
Yeah.
That's what Republicans and Democrats are now. It's just the slap fighting contest where, and then the other one goes, and then so they go, and then the other one goes.
Some meaty hand coming across the Republicans, and then that.
With that baby powder.
Yes.
And then, but no one ever gets knocked out somehow.
And then no matter what happens in the end, everybody's brain dead. Is that it's kind of how it ends, you know? Dude, God, what a violent swine. How long do you give it?
What?
The slap fighting championship.
I think it's going to end very fast because from what I've seen on all the comments below the videos, I think it's pretty unanimous that this needs to stop.
What we showed you was episode 1. You know, all those people like that are never going to be right in the head again. Oh. The people that are going to like walk funny the rest of their life because there's some neurological piece of their brain that just
$2,000. They only make a few $1,000s. I think. I don't even think it's that much money.
It's like 10 years from now, and they're gonna look up and they're like, "Did I win? Did I win?" And they're gonna go, "Listen, you keep replaying that incident over and over in your head."
Yes and no.
Yeah, John, you're 64, buddy. Come on, you got to stop this. That was so long ago.
You won the competition, but you lost it life.
Exactly. Listen, let me roll you over here. We'll get some Mandarin oranges. Not too hard on your teeth.
Preach you. I'll feed you, baby bird.
Do you ever see that? Did you ever see that? What's that knockoff? What are those knockoff movies? Like Not Another Teen Movie. What are those called? Spoof films.
Parodies.
Spoof parodies. Did you ever see Mafia?
Mafia is one of my all-time favorites.
Isn't that, dude? Nobody knows that.
Orange. Is
yes.
That
I was watching Bob Sugar on Jerry Maguire.
Rules.
What's that dude's name? The main guy, blonde cat. He was really good for a long time. Jay Moore.
Jay Moore is awesome. Mafia is hysterical.
And when I thought the Mandarin Orange I thought when he was at the funeral
yes.
and he put the Mandarin Orange in the...
He's chasing the kid around and kills him with the bus train.
Yeah, I think that's too good.
The best when they're running the marathon, they're all handing Gatorades or whatever, and then remember when he goes to go down, the dude dies under his head with a little pillow? That movie's a classic. You should give it a watch.
Is, dude. That's a good one, man. But anyways, getting back though, but we got...
we went off the rails for a minute there.
But that's what we're trying to do. You know what, honestly, we get on here sometimes, especially me, and it's like we said, we're this content that we work on every day, that we really aggressively look at every time. We don't want an angry show. I looked at a couple of those and I'm going, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. It's all Hitler just speaks the whole time. That's not what we're going for. Are we mad at a lot of this shit? Sure. I mean, who isn't?
Some days you're just frustrated too, especially when you see like some shit on the news or a story comes out. You're just like, more of this.
You're just like, really?
We've all had it up to here. I'm pretty sure like the whole woke thing. You remember the movie Over the Top? He turns the hat backwards and he puts like, we're at that top where the hand goes up and the hat goes backwards.
Yeah.
And we're starting to push back. We're starting to overcome. I think everyone's kind of done with.
We got some kid in our life that we don't want. We're just like, Jesus Christ, I got to drive around in my truck with this kid. How can I stop at Hart's and get a blowjob with an 11-year-old boy? Yeah, exactly. Go on in. Just fucking take off. He's somewhere in like Bindi, Indiana, and you're fucking taking off with that big old wheel looking behind you like, oh God, he's coming out.
I'm sure he'll come back, and then nightfall comes, he's just sitting on the curb, the kid by himself, they're locking up shop.
Dude, yeah, your kid, you come out of one of the most prestigious military schools in the country, and you walk up to your truck driver dad, and he goes, come on, jump in.
He has to give up ass for a ride across country back to his mom's house.
Dude, honestly, you pull into those truck stops, like, all right, Bob Seger said it best. You're on the road for 16 hours. Mm-hmm. You pull in to get a nice, toothy blowjob from some chick that looks like your mom's, like, sister. Yeah, exactly. You come down, now you got an 11-year-old boy sitting next to you going, I'm hungry, I want french fries. Come on, man. Why is he ruining your trip? Would you do that? Would you truck drive?
Never. No.
I think that's a great job.
Look at me. Look at me right now and ask yourself if I'd be a truck driver.
Yeah.
Live in your fucking truck, you scumbag. Get a shower once every 5 days, just sucking dudes off in a truck. The whole lifestyle is disgusting, despicable.
Now look at me.
Despicable.
I love the job.
Giving himself tattoos in his free time.
Shooting heroin where your truck goes off and you got to drive in the thing.
The tattoo gun also injects heroin
at the same time. Every like halfway through, I go.
Each tattoo just ends with like a squiggly line where your arm falls down. Do the tattoo. Do the heroin lean. How's it?
Oh, hold on. So I was telling him this. Anybody that's never done this, like you guys walk down the streets of San Francisco, and I promise we'll get back to Paul Pelosi because that's a do what you do. But you walk down the streets of San Francisco and you see everybody like this, like.
This is my favorite shit.
And you're nodding off. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Imagine all of your problems being taken away, filed in some cabinet long ago. Finances, stress, family, everything. It's gone. It's gone. There's no room for it. It's over. And then having 1,000 little Asian women massaging your body all over. You know, now granted, you're sitting in a pool of piss and shit, but this comes later.
But you don't notice.
But you don't care.
It still feels good.
It's just warm now. Now it's not piss. It's just a warm liquid that's just making your body. And you're sitting like this. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they do it. Now it's disgusting and it's a horrible lifestyle. And I don't think any kids or anything should ever get into it. But I'm saying, for the time, if you're into it and you're already doing it, there's a reason why that lean feels so good.
The heroin lean.
The heroin lean, and I don't know how to explain it. And is it worth it? Of course not. It's a fucking life ruining drug. There's a couple drugs that people should never touch. Meth, heroin,
but not ultimately like most drugs. And that's the gaff of drugs, that they're amazing on the front end, but they destroy your life on the back end. But like, to act like they're not good in any capacity,
it's just a lie.
Is a fucking obvious lie.
Yeah.
People lose their whole lives for it, not for nothing. Clearly, it's fantastic for a while.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, and going on what you said, do you think that there's a way to balance it?
No.
It's just too good.
Heroin?
To do something that good and not do it the following day, you
no.
just can't,
it's just because the chemical dependency, and you slowly need more and more, and then you start developing like habits, and then every time you have a bad day, it's a crutch, and there's a psychological component.
What if you could do it once every 6 months, completely close your windows, blinds, everything like that, shut the TV off, you get 1 day to do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that ever be possible, because you would want to do it the
That sounds like a fantastic
but
way
just
to live.
no,
if you could actually do that once every 6 months,
I don't think anybody would have the
It's like going to Disneyland once a year where you get a vacation.
Well,
no one can do it.
To be honest with you, if you were going to ask me if I wanted to do, well, listen, I mean, anybody who knows me, but if you were going to ask me if I want to do that or Disneyland, honestly, I'd say that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Is a metaphor.
Yeah, I got you. But that is my Disneyland. That would be my Disneyland. If there was no ties, nothing to it, I could just freely get away with one drug day. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. In a heartbeat.
The stress of going to Disney. Oh, God, I want to do heroin just
I'd look forward to it all year. I'd mark it on my calendar.
It would feel so good.
I would wake up that day. I'd be like, today's the day. Today's
like
the day.
Like a Disney princess.
I tie my tourniquet on. I take this tie off and I wrap it around my arm and make a tourniquet.
That blue tourniquet.
Oh my God, yes.
We're in the
inject me.
And then an hour later, your alarm clock's going off and you're sitting there like this. It's been going off. It says 5:30 the alarm clock. It's like 7:54 and you're sitting there like this. This is going off.
Oh, can't wait till next year. I'm gonna do this again.
Oh, that was good. You eat a nice bologna sandwich, go to bed. Feel good, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it's never worth it. But I'm telling you, for that moment, if your life's already a fucking mess and you're doing it, if you ever question why they do it, I'm telling you, there's nothing like that ride. It maybe lasts about an hour, but you're sitting there in just awe. And he got a kick out of it when I told him, because I'm like, it's like riding your life roller coaster, going wee.
He's like, you would never know it, but this is the happiest you'll ever be. And then he goes,
he got such a kick out of it, man. I'm telling you. Man. Because it's like, all right, man, you do blow, and you're running around and you're dancing, trying to get your dick hard, having a great time, stuff like that. Okay, that's fun, absolutely. You're smoking weed, you got the munchies, you're laughing your ass off and stuff. All of this is great. Meth, you're breaking stuff apart, robbing fucking houses. For some reason, that's fun on meth. Don't ask me why, but you're robbing houses. Yeah, I'm doing it.
For the record.
Dude, you're on Tour de France. You and a bunch of dopeheads are riding your bikes down the street. It's
you're doing 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude. If you ever want to dope you don't look at a house with a bunch of shit in the front yard. Okay, you look if there's bikes there. If there's 10 bikes there, that's a dope house. I'm dead serious. Yes, I used to call it Tour de France because all the bike heads, all the dope heads would leave and they'd be on their 10 streets and they'd be going down the fucking thing. And I used to think, man,
doing that lean forward to get momentum.
No, but what's so funny though is that, all right, I've always been like smart in the sense where I would like put things together. Mm-hmm. They never saw it. I would watch black men, women in their 40s and 50s, been high for days, haven't slept in days, watching $5 porno in the house, yelling at each other, scratching big holes in their faces. And it was time to go. They'd all go outside. They'd all get on their magmas. What is that magma? What's the bike?
I don't remember.
Huffies, mongooses, magus, and they'd all take off. And dude, I'm telling you, all they needed was that yellow, what's his name, Lance Armstrong. I swear to God, that's all they needed, and they were turning fast too. When you start hearing that, flying down the street, dude, nothing, dude, just
with those spin tires,
dude. Then there'd be the really good guys. For some reason, there was always a guy with glasses, a kind of like a mullety haircut, like a curly hair, like ponytail, and he would always be riding down the street like this. Yeah, just like it. And he'd ride around, hands to his side like this. with no hands riding his 10 speed. And you're like, dude, oh my.
Headband
yeah, dude, you're like, oh my God. Like, you're looking at this guy like, that's the most talented shit I've ever seen.
He's making turns without hands.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
He's doing that
leaning.
Like
Like
his knee like almost touches the ground.
Yeah, his legs, once his legs, he goes uphill, his legs are like, dude, and you're like,
it's like Roadrunner where it's just a circle.
Yeah, dude,
you can't even see
and you're like, dude, why are you not sporting a fucking, a gold medal right now? Why are you on, Bird Street flying down here high as a kite?
Because they drug
Because if he pissed in a cup,
Spoiler alert.
I would drink it just to get fucked up. But yeah, I never understood that. I never understood that. Like, it was just so trippy seeing all that.
God.
But no.
So, just a heads up, ladies and gentlemen, the content we're about to show is extremely graphic. I'm not joking. This isn't a setup for a joke.
Yeah.
If you have a hard time with this type of thing, I would highly recommend skipping ahead or, tuning out for a minute. But it really is disturbing. It even bothered me to see it. The gentleman gets attacked with a hammer, and he really does. Like, it's fucked up.
Something tells me I think this gentleman wanted his head to skip, not get skipped ahead.
Hey, man, when all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail.
Oh, God.
We had to make jokes.
Yeah, you have to. I'm sorry. You got it. Listen, here, for the record, before we even start this video, I don't care, Republican, Democrat, moderate, whatever you want to call yourself. I'm telling you this right now. This animal that hit this dude is nothing more than a menace. He needs to be locked up.
He should be in prison forever, if not the death penalty.
Here's my issue with the video. It has nothing to do with Paul Pelosi getting it. For the record, if you don't know this, Paul Pelosi was attacked in his home a few months back. It made national news. This is the husband of Nancy Pelosi. Now, was this man attacked in his home? Absolutely. Where it gets fuzzy is who attacked him. Now you'll hear CNN.
There's only two of them though.
Absolutely.
And you see him wield the hammer.
Not the identity of man, the association of him.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like,
name's David DePace. Now here's the issue with David DePace is that he's a local dude. He goes to a lot of gay bars, a lot of transvestite bars, stuff like that. Now what people are saying is that Paul Pelosi, who's the husband of Nancy Pelosi, was big in these scenes. That he's well known for being a closeted gay man that goes out, he parties a lot. They had interviewed some of the neighbors, and they said there's all sorts of wild shit that goes on there. Now, here's the issue. This is why we're even bringing this story today. This is why anybody's even questioning the footage of it. Again, this guy did not deserve this. Nobody deserves to get almost blinded or murdered with a hammer because somebody's mad at you or something. Is that the media spun it to say Trump is basically responsible for this. They're saying that this is the type of guy. I'm not even joking. In the article, they're saying this would be one of the guys that went to the January 6th thing.
To me, is as gross as the act itself.
Yes.
Because you don't even care about the situation. All you care about is the political agenda. These people, I bet you they were rock hard getting ready to tell that story.
Yes.
Spin it to make it about Trump.
Yes.
I guarantee you they were loving every second of it. And that is evil. It is disgusting.
Yeah.
It is dishonest. And I don't appreciate it.
No, it is absolutely disgusting because they're not worried because the facts of the case are shocking enough. You don't need to pander to one side or demonize another to get your point across. The point is, this dude was saying something. I don't care what he was doing. In fact, his nightlife means nothing to me.
But to see that and not have any humanity and just go, how do we use this to our advantage?
And they did.
You don't even care about the situation itself or the people involved.
Yeah.
Or, justice or anything. It's just all politics. It's soulless.
It's a soulless thing. They named him in the news as a would-be January 6th, what do they use? That insurrectionist. What is that? What the fudge does January 6th have anything to do with a dude brutally attacking a husband of an official in his home? And another thing is the way he called. He initially had the 911 call, and they heard the two talking. Why? First of all, what attacker lets their supposed victim make a 911 call? I don't understand how that makes any sense.
So I'm new to this too, by the way. This has just been brought to my attention. So set me up. So wait. The guy that hit him with the hammer, he's the one that called the cops?
No. So, all right. So here's how this all went down.
That doesn't make any sense.
A phone call came in about 9 p.m. to 911 call. It's Paul Pelosi on the other end. He says, "Hi, I have a friend here. I believe he's looking for my wife, but I don't know. But I need him out of my house." So they're like, "Okay, he's his friend." So and that's big in the news thing because even the police officer was like, "Okay, I think it's a friend."
Clearly, it was friend. They were they were gay together.
Yes.
You know, it's obviously he picked this guy up somewhere.
Yes.
Or had him come over.
And I think he was, you know, kind of like covering up his tracks. This way they couldn't spin this in something else, even though it got way worse. So police arrive. They knock on the door. These two answer the door together. You could kind of see them holding hands together, but there's something in the other guy's hand. Police shine the light on his hand. He says, "Is everything okay?" The other guy answers. He goes, "Yeah, we're good." Here's a weird thing too. Paul Pelosi in his left hand, his right hand's being held by the.
Well, they're each grabbing one half of the hammer.
Exactly. So he's holding one, the other guy's holding the other. You look in his left hand, and this dude has a cocktail in his left hand, which is weird too. Because again, it's like either this was the most compassionate attacker in the world before things went south, or they knew each other.
It's bizarre. It makes no sense. They're almost kind of like smiling and being stupid when the cops open the door, and then he's like, "Let me out there," and he goes, "No," and they're like kind of like giggly and being weird.
Yeah.
And then he just starts hauling off and hitting with the hammer. What I don't understand is what was happening before that, all the way until the cops got there. Like, how did they end up where they each have one half of the hammer when the cops got there? Like, I don't understand. He obviously knew he was trying to attack him, but I don't get it. It's so weird.
Well, two things. One, how do you make a 911 call? Two, how do you make a cocktail? Three, how are you behaving so cordial to your attacker? I'm gonna tell you right now, if the door opened up and all he's armed with is a hammer, I'm immediately gonna go, he has a hammer, he's trying to kill me, you know what 100%. I mean? And you try to make your escape and the police are right there. These two are open door going, hey.
It was like they were trying to get rid of the cops almost. Like they were trying to portray to the cops that everything was all right. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Also, how did that 911 call go? If it was me, I'd be like, he's trying to get with a fucking hammer.
No, he said,
get here now.
He said, I have a friend over. That's why.
That's it? I have a friend over?
I have a friend over.
Hey, I have a friend over. Click.
Yeah.
There had to be more.
But
you don't just say that. Okay, great. Have a great night. Enjoy your friend.
Exactly.
No. There's more to that call. They don't come check your house if you say, hey, cops, I have a buddy over today. Click.
Yeah.
So you had to have been like, hey, there's something wrong. Come check it out. There had to have been some kind of discourse there.
Yeah. And you know, and I'll give it to them. San Francisco isn't known to have a big homosexual community.
Sorry.
No, joking around. But yeah, it's okay. It just, I'm telling you, everything seems so fishy about this call, about their behavior, everything. Now, coming to an end though. So when things finally did go south, it really went bad. We're going to show you the video.
He realized he was short on time.
Yeah, exactly. And this dude brutally takes this hammer.
He tried to kill him.
Raises it over his and bashes him in the back of the head. You hear Paul Pelosi kind of catching air, doing that knockout thing. He's completely unconscious. He's
like gurgling.
Yeah, he's bleeding out of his head. I'm sure his brain got rocked, and he's doing that.
I can't believe that he survived it.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I can't believe he survived it.
Yeah.
He is alive, right?
Yeah, he's alive. The David Tates was charged with elderly abuse, attempted murder, and then assault on a government official. So he's got charged through that. He will do his time. The question is what he did wrong. Okay, he's an animal. He should be locked up. Throw away the key. The question is, why are they spinning it to make it Trump's fault, number one?
Well, I mean, that's not even obviously. They're just trying to demonize Trump to hurt our side or whatever. The side, the Republican fucking side. I don't even call it my side. I don't take any side.
Sure, but what bothers me is that you take Trump out of the equation and you got Nancy Pelosi's homosexual, wild, freaky husband bringing strange men home.
Clearly, and then, he was there by invitation.
Exactly. It doesn't add
much is
up,
very obvious.
dude.
They were having a nice little pajama party.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this right now. He came in through the back door, but not the one you're thinking of.
He had a cocktail in his hand, and they got a little bit too hammered. Come on. This is low-hanging fruit.
We got it,
This is rich, bro. This is rich. We can make a million jokes like this.
Sure. It's just nothing adds up, and I'm just sick of them trying to spin it. The media is so disgusting with this yellow journalism that they're constantly pulling. Somebody needs to address the facts of the case that something's rotten in Denmark, a.k.a. San Francisco.
Well, we just need to all unanimously agree that it's nonsense and dismiss it.
Yeah.
That.
And I'm
we
perfect.
Don't need to talk. Yeah. Nothing needs to be talked about for 6 weeks and argued about and went through with a fine-tooth comb. Sometimes you just gotta look at something and go, "That's obviously bullshit." And just move on and let that be the end of it.
Yeah. Why can't you let your eye? Why can't anybody ever trust their eyes anymore?
And everything has to be
just
a
so
national
obvious.
discussion.
Yes.
20 years.
He's a weird.
So
look, the truth is, he's a weird fruitcake. He's into weird stuff that's totally
and of course,
fine.
in politics, they try to hide it because they have an image to protect.
And they
blah, blah,
aren't
blah,
they all?
yada, yada, yada.
Are you really surprised to hear that some dude that's involved in our government has some weird sex craze? Are you really surprised to hear that anymore? No. So it's
pretty normal.
Yeah,
for them.
It's pretty much the status quo these days.
Yeah.
You got to be a weirdo to get in there. It just is. Look at here. You want our side? Look at Matt Gaetz.
Check the video.
You know what? Let's do the tale of the tape, Maegan.
Tell the tape.
Let's see Mr. Pelosi take this.
We should treat it like a football play. I'll get that thing where you could like circle. You can see him coming in here from the left, going in for the tackle.
I'll be John Madden. You be Pat Summerall. And I'll go, what he did here? Lined up.
This is a very intelligent move right here.
We just see his hand going like, it's like we do the reverse and then the forward of his hand just bashing
his
his
wrong
dude's
when he makes contact if I scream touchdown.
Bam!
Or
or pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser. Just keep repeating it.
Bang, zoom.
Bing, zoom, pow.
Again, very graphic content. Seriously, if you're not okay with this.
Yeah, if your kids are around town, get them out of there. This isn't good, but this was all over the news today, and you should see this and make your own opinion on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hammer time.
Thank
you. I'm sorry. All right, here we go.
It starts off where he knocks. So here's them opening the door.
How you doing?
Look at how weirdly cordial they are.
What's going on, man?
Everything's good.
See how he's smiling.
Drop the hammer.
For the record, everything's not good.
Hey.
What is going on right now?
He should have like gone and ran out the door.
Can we replay right when he swung again? Look at that. Dude, that was a brutal swing, dude. I mean, he was aiming to kill him, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, oh shit.
So check this out. Look at this cock back and, alright.
Drop
So
the hammer.
so he finally goes to go, right?
Hey.
He goes, owie.
What is going on right
I'm
now?
not getting an answer on call.
Bro,
All
oh
of
shit.
his mic.
Dude, imagine taking a piece of the head like that.
That's horrifying. I don't know how anyone commits these acts of violence like this. Is so
I don't know.
disturbing.
I think I'm the type of person that would like pull back at the last second. Even if I was really viciously upset at somebody, I'd pull back.
Network working Everton, backup code 3.
As he's drowning in his
Code
own
3
blood.
minus up at 26
Give me your fucking hand.
units code
Give me your fucking hand.
40 Broadway for
You
14
can
hours.
see the blood on the ground.
Did he do the... Here it is. What you're hearing is Paul Pelosi completely
Network working
unconscious,
Everton, medics code 3
gasping
as well.
for air with blood in his throat.
You got it?
It's so
Sorry, working on Tates, medic code 3.
that's disgusting, and to use that for like a political agenda and like forget about the human
Yeah.
element is even more appalling.
I honestly, I
or
could...
equally as appalling.
When I see that guy laying on the ground, I could honestly care less about his sexual preference.
Oh.
I'm only thinking about what a poor guy.
I don't like to see anyone go through anything like
No,
that.
it's-
Unless you're like a child molester, and then I could do it. If you fuck with like my family or my kid or something like that, then I could do that. No problem
To
whatsoever.
be honest with you, I could watch those videos like when I hear child molester in India and they're like cutting their wangs off and cutting their heads off. I could sit there eating a bowl of cereal, watching it with nothing. I mean, nothing going through my mind. But this is good.
I mean, that would be upsetting. But on the same token, I'm saying if I was in that heat of rage, while defending someone that I love, then maybe. But even then, it would psychologically mess me up. Like I would have to carry that with me, even if I was completely justified and I was doing the right thing. Like
I'd be honest
with you.
If somebody did something to my daughter and I had to murder them, I don't think I'd carry it. I think I would. I think I would think she had to carry it, and I would be thinking about her thoughts. I could sleep like a baby after murdering somebody.
Maybe
Like, you know what
you
I
never
mean?
know until you do it, though.
Yeah.
You never know until you go.
But you kind of got a general idea of the kind of person you are and stuff like that. Like hitting somebody over the hand, I would never do that.
That's
Dude,
horrible.
honestly, I don't think I could be that mad at somebody to take a full-on blow, except for, like you said, if they mess with the family.
I would
or
have to be
something
like
that.
blackout rage angry. It would have to be something so severe in my life to where I would do something like this.
Yeah.
Where I felt I'm like, this person needs to not be on the earth for the sake of society and the betterment of humanity, basically.
And you know, we've all had those conversations of becoming a different person when put to the test or something like that. I think we all have it in us to do something really, really dark
My dad,
if the call arises.
My dad told me something when I was like a teenager, and it always stuck with me. I forgot what we were talking about, but he just looked at me and he goes, "Everyone is capable of everything."
Yeah.
And I'm like, under the right circumstances. And I'm like, that's an interesting way to look at it.
It sure is.
You never know. You never know. Like, I mean, if you're put into an extreme and extraordinary situation, you never know what someone is capable of doing. So when he said that, that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Or like, you know, your family's hungry, the lengths that, you know, all of a sudden you're stealing and shit like that. It's survival. And when put to that test, yeah, sure.
So extreme pressure and extreme situations kind of mutate your general baseline personality. So you behave differently.
And your conscience just goes out the window, and you know, or at least gets loosened up a lot, you know.
But that's super messed up.
Yeah, that Paul Pelosi video is. When I showed him that today, you know, it was. We went into it, you know, with the idea of that, but after you watch that, it's something, man. That really is. All right, man. Well, let's lighten things up. So we got. All right. So now, listen. You've been living under a rock if you haven't heard of this chick, but ex-officer Maegan Hall. With the Laverne Police Department in I believe Tennessee. She's that chick. She was really promiscuous. Her and her husband had an open relationship. I think the count is at like 3. I think they say 5 because they found text messages and stuff like that with 5 other officers, but they say only 3 got with her. I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna say the guys that were married and stuff are like, no, man, she was just sending pictures and stuff.
This is another one I don't really know about, so I'm the guy that's under the rock. What happened?
All right, so you probably seen the picture. Have you seen? All right, you know that chick that you showed me, the chipmunk with the FTX guy or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now, have you seen the picture with her and another chick, another pasty chick sitting next to each other? Because this is real big in like social media
Not
right
really,
now.
no.
Well, I guess I could pull up a picture of her. So Maegan Hall, she was this police officer, and I guess around the station people knew her. I guess guys were like piping her out a lot, and I guess it was a well-known thing. And I'm sorry, but it's like you put that distraction in the workforce, all of a sudden these guys are doing shit that they shouldn't be doing.
Though? I don't understand what's wrong with any of this yet.
Well,
so a girl is a hoe and guys are taking advantage of it.
Well, I guess,
or like enjoying it rather, not even taking advantage, just enjoying it. What's the problem?
I guess I don't know if things were taking place at work. I think they might have been running trains with her on the clock or something like that, which is bad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
at work.
Because you know what. You're right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
These are all consenting adults. They're allowed to fuck. They're allowed to do things and stuff like that. Whatever marital issues, if they were married or not, you know, that's no one's
business. That's all private business. That has nothing to do with anyone unless it takes place at work, like we talked about last episode.
But I'm you know me, I'm the first on board to say stuff like that's okay. But I'm gonna be honest with you. When you got a chick like that, and this goes for any job, and there's a bunch of people doing stuff, all of a sudden these guys are gonna be walking into work every single day, and this is just how I feel. And they're not going to be thinking about making Laverne a better place, safer, and stuff like that. They're going to be going in there, and they're going to be guys, and they're going to be pulling their dicks out, maybe they're sucking in the bathroom and shit like that. Yeah, they were doing really
every day.
I think so. I think
I can get laid and be fine for like a week. Like,
yeah,
I don't even really think about it.
I think that she was such a hosky that you ever met. Okay, all right. No, of course you have, but. You know the girls that are constantly talking about sex?
Yeah.
Constantly?
Yeah.
I think she was that type, dude. They had a video.
I find that the girls that constantly talk about sex are just attention whores, and usually they don't put out too much, and they're just teases, and they just want you to think of them that way so they can absorb your energy and get what they want out of it and give you back nothing.
Okay. But
that's the usual
But can I tell you something?
Criteria for that.
The good-looking ones, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to say the good-looking ones that are constantly talking about sex, and the guys are on like fucking Pepe Le Pew with that smell in the air, and they're like floating and stuff like that.
Don't embarrass yourself. Don't even pay attention when a girl does that.
Now, I'm not being shallow on this, but I'm going to tell you this. The ones that look like this girl want the attention and the action. And she put her...
but you're just speculating. We don't know if she walked around talking like that every day. You're just
speculating. No. This isn't speculation. There's a video of her riding a bull for one of the thing, and all the other officers are going, yeah. And when the caption was, she knows how to ride, and she's going, yeah, and she's acting sexy. Dude, that type of behavior doesn't just come out every once in a while. She had 5 dudes.
Yeah, you're right.
Going on all the time.
Yeah.
Guys talk. Like anything, guys talk, and then another guy talks, and then another guy's gonna want to get it on it, like, hey, you know, and I'm telling you this right now, with girls like this that are probably insecure about their looks, all of a sudden that sex kind of becomes their
validation.
Yeah, and dude, they were doing things like it's publicly known that they're doing. That's why they got trouble. That's why they got fired.
Was it at work?
Yes.
It wasn't. They were
Yeah.
doing things at work.
Yes.
Well, then it's a problem.
Because when I looked into this, because I thought the same thing as you, I thought, okay, well, I mean, like, if they decide to have an orgy one night, they're off the clock and stuff like that. All right, but when I did find out that they did get fired for doing things at work, also, though, but I'm telling you, man, this becomes this major distraction. And if there was a chick, all right, let's say overseas, they got some chick in Afghanistan, and she's in, the Marines or something like that. And every time that they go out and off and stuff like that, she's jacking guys out and blowing them, then doing dirty things and stuff. That type of deal becomes a really bad distraction for guys, and people get sloppy. And when you got guys put, in shootouts and stuff like that, because Tennessee's not the nicest place, and everybody and their mom has got guns and stuff like that, I think that becomes a real issue. I understand why. I'm not approved by any sense of the word. She can do whatever she wants. Her and her husband. I even believe in that with the open marriage. If you're confident enough where that's okay with me too. All that's okay. But
again,
I'm telling you,
I love it. I'll live how I want. You live how you want. As long as it's a victimless crime, who cares?
But when it comes to the workforce, when it comes to these guys have to be sharp. And I'm sorry, but somebody walking around with a boner is not sharp.
That's
it's just not, dude. It's just not. And when
the gun is digging into my hip,
dude, and I'm guaranteeing that there's other guys on the force where that starts to become an obsession. And now that the guys that don't believe in it start getting pissed off. And now it becomes an issue within the whole brotherhood force. And then the guys that are doing it are constantly. It just becomes this huge distraction and a huge issue within the department itself. And police have enough shit going on today. These guys are getting executed one by one. There's this big divide between whatever community and the police department. I'm not saying the black community in general because
defund the police.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues going on right now. So I mean,
volunteer firefighter.
So if this chick wanted to help, then honestly resign and blow these dudes after work. Every time they had a hard day, blow them afterwards.
And I'm not even saying this is a joke. Why don't you just become a whore and get paid for it at that point?
Well, that's what's going on. So this
make a buck.
Yeah, Deja Vu, Tennessee offered her $10,000. That's $5,000 a night for 2 shows in mid-March. I guarantee you she's going to take the money, and I guarantee you the people that go are going to give her even more money. And you know what? Honestly, maybe that this is where this needed to go, and maybe this is going to be great for her and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, I don't believe anything happened, but I'm kind of glad that she's out now. And now she can go do whatever. Just make it OnlyFans. Become a millionaire overnight. We've seen that go down before.
Find your calling.
Find your calling. But you pulling over people and making that judgment call when you're the type of person that'll blow 5 cops in a police station bathroom. I'm sorry, it just doesn't add up. There's something not right there. And
sounds like she was doing more serving than protecting.
Exactly. No, dude, exactly. God. But wouldn't that bother you? Wouldn't that bother you trying to take her, like you go into you're watching some chick come off her mouth and you're fighting a traffic ticket and you go, what are you wiping off your mouth? You know what I mean? Is that an issue? What do you think? I don't know.
Toaster strudel glaze.
Yeah. She's like, is this Officer Davenport? It's
meringue.
Yeah, exactly. I think I don't know. What do you think, man?
It's gross. I'm just glad it's over.
I don't
think it's a national fucking issue.
No.
It's a big disgusting. She probably shouldn't be a cop. I agree with all the points that you've made.
Yeah.
Is she out? Is she done? Is she out?
She's done. She can play it. The weird part is that her husband is a police officer because what is that called when 2 people can't be in the same workforce together? Conflict of interest.
Yes.
So her husband's another officer, and he's saying he's standing by her. Now
that is not my business.
Sure.
He's a cuck.
Okay.
Fine, whatever. Okay, stand by her then. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Go nuts, buddy.
But do you think that the guys that are going to be fucking with him about that and stuff like that, again, do you see my issue here is that it just becomes this major distraction.
But you can't police all
them.
that.
Don't police the police.
You think no one else has personal problems in the police precinct? Just because this is his specific issue doesn't mean that other people don't have issues that are equally as distracting.
But I mean,
when you get into that, you're trying to over control shit. You're going too far.
But it's like
what?
But it's like, all right, Phil had a bankruptcy. Oh yeah, you hear about Mark? No, his wife fucked 5 of our police officers in the bathroom.
Did you hear about Jared? His kid blew his brains out in the fucking bathtub yesterday.
Touche.
People have problems. It is what it is. Life is dirty. It's messy. A lot of people are going through a lot, and unfortunately, the police force doesn't have the time to vet out every single.
I don't always want to be a chauvinistic prick. I'm just saying, it's like, of course she's fucking everybody and doing fucked up shit. It becomes an issue, and it did become. And dude, honestly, should it be a national fucking media groundbreaking story? No. Absolutely not.
That should be like
but you know
a
what,
mention on like page 27 where you're like, ew.
Dude, but it is.
And that should be the end of it.
She's everywhere. Dude, I can't turn on my phone without seeing this chick's face.
This is what I'm saying. Everything is sensationalized. Me and Billy were just talking about this before we started the show. I'm just tired of every single thing being a national news situation and a big deal and a conversation.
Pearl clutching.
And then pundits come out of the woodwork and, let me get my piece of paper here, my sheet, and do this, and then read it and go, and then in other news, and we're just all in each other's business over every little stupid thing. Stupid, grimy crap has been going on since the dawn of time.
Yeah, it's hard to cipher through all the.
God.
It is hard to cipher through all the bullshit today of the stuff that you should care about and shouldn't care about.
Not serious needs to be grossly redefined. We have gone way off the rails with being oversensitive towards every little stupid thing and getting into everyone's business over everything. Dude, it's ridiculous.
And I'm telling you, everybody's guilty of buying into it. And you know how I know? Because there's stories that I care about this week that I will never hear about again. Never, ever.
It's stupid. Yeah. It's a revolving door of these dumb stories and these dumb issues.
They are. And there's a new one every day.
We were talking about, what was the little 8-year-old girl who's 24? What's her name?
Shauna Rae.
Shauna Rae. So everyone knows the Shauna Rae story. I've been seeing it pop up on every single podcast.
TLC star, big story.
They're all talking about it. Everyone's going nuts on this story, whatever. Everyone has a take and an opinion and an analysis and all this. Billy was telling me the situation and asked me if we wanted to bring it up on the show and, talk about that as an issue. And when he told me the situation, which apparently is they're both of age,
yeah,
and they're consenting adults.
Yes.
As soon as he told me that, and everyone's like, "Oh, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it perverted?" Say it to me again. Tell me the story one more time.
So here's how it goes. They have a story. They have a TLC show, like the 600-pound people. Somebody with some affliction that they have to deal with. Her walk of life, whatever. There's this 26-year-old girl named Shauna Rae. She looks like an 8-year-old, and I'm not talking about just is
She's
short.
Got that condition where she doesn't age. She looks like a child no matter how old she is.
Yeah, it's not like a midget or anything like that.
She looks like an 8-year-old.
It's like I'm in an 8-year-old body. Mm-hmm. That's it.
But she's not.
Yes, yeah, fully conscious. No mental issues. Nothing like that. She just looks like an 8-year-old.
Now ask me the moral question.
Now the moral question is, her husband or her new boyfriend is like this dude that looks like one of us, just this random dude. And here's where the dilemma comes up. Is that the issue is that
dilemma personally.
Of course not. She's a dude. Who she wants to fuck is her business.
They're two fully grown, consenting adults in a consensual relationship. Ask me is it right or wrong. It's fine.
Yeah.
Next story. Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about for 6 months.
I think
this is a situation where we should be minding our own business.
Yes.
We shouldn't even be. These poor people have to have the spotlight shown on them. They're getting ridiculed, mocked, derided, made fun of, talked about.
Yeah.
For what? For having a relationship between two consenting adults? Oh, people are calling him a pervert and a child molester and a pedophile and all this crap. For what? For what? For what?
Yeah.
Leave them alone. You think she doesn't get enough shit? You think they don't get enough shit on a day-to-day basis? Just going to the store together. For all you know, what? I guess he's producing her show or something. I don't know. I heard something about that. They spent some time together. She might be a very charismatic and interesting woman, by the way, just because she looks the way she looks because of a medical condition. Yeah. But she should never find love. She shouldn't be able to date anyone. It's stupid. Are they doing anything wrong? No. Next story. Why are we talking about this? Leave them alone. Leave them alone.
It kind of reminds me of the Tom Brady thing where it's like they want to spin everything into be something so horrible. Like
we're just looking for problems where Tom Brady are none.
Kisses his kid, he has to be a pedophile. This dude, he's right. They spent some time on like a regular level, just chilling. Maybe they went out for drinks and shit like that. They wind up liking each other. But you got to spin the question. Oh well, is he a pervert? He's got to be a pervert. She looks this way, so he's got to be a pervert. And it's like why do you got to make everything so? Can't anything
also,
just be?
Why are we all out here judging
a humble story?
If he is a pervert, and he does do something wrong. Leave it up to the police.
Yeah.
How about that? It's not our business. Why are we editorializing these poor people's lives and embarrassing them and causing them undue stress?
It could honestly be summed up with one question: is she of age or not? She's
That's
of
it.
age. Okay, goodbye.
Ask me again. Are they doing anything wrong? Nope.
Nothing.
Next.
Yeah. The only thing that I found weird about it is how he asked her. He had wrote on a piece of paper with a crayon, do you like
The
me?
crayon.
And it had a box yes, a box no, and a box maybe. So she hits the yes and she folds it. She goes to hand it to him, and he had his cock out and was swinging it like this. And going, yeah, you like that? Is that a box yes? Huh? That's the only thing that I think is a little weird. But other than that, they're just two normal people.
When he goes to work and she doesn't want him to leave, she grabs his ankle and he drags her.
Yeah,
Like when you see when you were kids,
she
he
says,
just walks her and drags her across
she
the
wraps her
floor.
arms around it and around his foot, and he has to go, no, and he has to go do that big walk thing, you know?
Eat your dinosaur chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
I'll be back in a few
The
hours.
waiter comes up and dinner is served, man. And it's little happy face french fries and dinosaur nuggies with a big old thing of ranch. He's got a steak. He's got a steak cutting it, fucking nice medium rare steak cutting. Going, you like that?
And she looks up. She's like, I ordered a T-bone, asshole. She's 24 or whatever she is. She's
what
an
if-
adult.
What if she?
And then they go. Scoot. They tickle her.
Hey, I ordered a T-bone, and he goes, no. You ordered a T-Rex.
He sends her a grilled cheese with the crust cut off.
Oh, dude.
Cut in a triangle.
Dude, wouldn't it be funny though
So
if
stupid.
she's like really getting on his nerves, right? And he winds up to be like some psycho, right? He's walking out the door, and she's got her little fucking kid robe on, and she's walking up to the door. And she goes, "Where are you going? It's 2 a.m." And he turns around, and he goes, "I'm going out." Bam! And just gives her one right across her little.
But it goes over her head.
Yes.
Spins around.
Air.
His ankle.
It's an air ball. It's just right over it.
He's used to hitting his ex,
Who
was of normal height.
He swings so hard that he turns and he's looking at the front door again. He's like, "The fuck does that
He just
mean?"
whips
Yeah,
it.
he completely turns around again. Just does a 180. He's looking at the front door. He's like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Bites his ankle.
Just like going at him there.
She's got him by the arm like a canine. He's just waving her around.
Now you know it's fucked up too, though.
Leave him alone.
Is
Sorry,
that-
now we're talking shit.
Is that she does look like an 8-year-old. She even has those like little buck tooth, 8-year-old buck teeth. Just like, you know what I mean? It's so bad. I'm telling you right now, if she walked into an elementary school and just sat down, she would be.
Let's get her a booster.
But
a
dude,
booster chair.
dude, and then and you know what? Of course she's gonna do things to make her look older. So number one, the fashion. She tries to do the fashion. She gets dressed up. Again, this is her cross to bear. This little, I'm just saying this little girl. This girl's doing the best she can to make life normal for her. I'm all to her.
Again,
But
put yourself in her shoes.
But they always got to do something weird,
in her
like.
tiny shoes.
All right, like the morbidly obese women, they got like eyebrow piercings.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
What, to take the eye away from
Yes,
the
dude.
obese?
It's like sweetheart. I promise you, that's not gonna make anything.
You get a
weird.
tattoo of a cyclops eye on your forehead.
Yes.
So I don't look at your fat
No,
body.
but you know what's fucked up is that the little Shauna Rae, she got a little tramp stamp above her butt.
Aw, you're so cute.
You take them little cheeks, look, Nick, with the 3 fingers. You squeeze her little cheeks, and you got a little tramp stamp right here. Look. I'm about to get mushy in this tushy. That little tiny tramp stamp, dude.
You know how
so
like
bad.
romantic couples feed each other?
Yeah. Here comes the Red Rover. The Red Robin coming in hot. Dude, how patronizing would she feel? She's real smart too. She's on her shit.
When they go to a concert, he puts her on his shoulder so she can see, like you do with your kid.
You know what?
Dude,
That's the thing though, is that like bringing up that's something that they're gonna have to deal with like everywhere. So now
that's what I'm saying. They have it hard.
Yes. Everywhere
He's going
they
on
go,
rides
yeah.
that she can't go on. He's telling her how great it is.
Hey, picking her up with one arm, like behind the Ferris wheel, like, tongue kissing her and shit. Dude, could you imagine how many times this guy's gonna get his ass wet for no reason? She's gonna have to show her ID to everybody. This dude's gonna be like putting his hands on her jeans and shit like that. People are gonna be walking by going, "What the fuck is going on right there?"
They're
What?
holding
Yeah.
hands, walking down the street.
Oh,
She's doing this. She's doing
yeah.
the up grab.
Hey, just
He's swinging her.
by sheer muscle memory, he's just like swinging her in there, going, "Woo!"
And up the
And,
curve.
whoa, we're gonna jump high. Oh my god, man. Yeah, no, but you're right, dude. You're so right, though. Just like they got it hard enough. Why you if you know it's okay, why are you fucking with them
Not our
too?
business.
Yes.
It's not our business. Leave it alone. Everyone with their stupid speculations.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he's a pedophile because why would you want to? Dude, shut up. You're shallow. How about that? Maybe he's a deep guy. Maybe he sees her for her soul and the spirit that she has, and she's a great woman.
Yeah.
And he really loves her because of her mind and who she is. And everyone else is out here just being a shallow asshole.
She is. She's a cool chick. Dude.
I have
she's
no
a
idea.
Cool chick.
Maybe
yeah.
she's an airheaded dunce. I'm just throwing out options. I have no clue.
Yeah. No,
but I'm just saying,
she seems sweet. Yeah.
It ain't our business.
Yeah.
Are they doing anything wrong? No. Move on.
Yeah.
Next.
We get hung up and demonize everything. It's like it's just this modern day Salem witch trials. Every fucking thing, and it's always somebody with the slightest bit of like celebrityism. You know what I mean? Oh God. All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Moving on to our next one, Nick.
Her bed is a swing bed. It's one of these.
You know, we got another preschool or kindergarten, but in Wolf Swamp Road in Longview, Massachusetts. Wolf Swamp Road.
I like how you say another, like she fits that criteria.
Oh, yeah.
No one acknowledges that she's an adult woman.
Yeah, here's another.
We just don't want to acknowledge.
Here's another naked baby. Fucking Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh man.
Oh my god.
I'm reading the name of this school right now. What kind of backward shithole is there? Is there backward shitholes in Massachusetts? I'm sure, but I mean, right?
Surely.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's called Wolf Swamp Road Elementary in Longview, Massachusetts.
Wolf Swamp
Road.
Are you
That
serious?
is 3 of the most random words strung together to make the name of a school. They probably put a shitload of like just words in a hat.
Your teacher's a lichen.
Yeah, exactly. Like
what kind of bullshit?
It is that. Sounds like a fucking vampire like wolf school, right? Yeah. So one of the teachers, I honestly, dude, this chick is fucking hot, dude. Her name's Brenna Percy. She's a kindergarten teacher. I'm going to tell you this right now. Again, just like Maegan Hall, the police department, as long as nothing's going on with the kids or anything that that has to do with anybody, it's just her. She took a picture of her titties in the bathroom, and Libs of TikTok, who I like, but I mean, goddamn, what a snitch ass move. Took a picture of her titties in the bathroom, posted it on her OnlyFans. Ain't hurt nobody. Didn't have the kids involved. Nothing like that. She took a picture of her tits, and now Libs of TikTok contacted school. The administrator said her jaw was on the floor, terminated, gone. This girl will never work for the school system again. I guess, Nick, I gotta ask you, what do you think?
I think that she should go OnlyFans full time.
Sure.
I think she should lean into that as her career.
Good.
And then problems.
I think this is the best thing that
just
could
like
happen
that
to her
cop,
because it'll bring attention to her.
The cop lady should be a whore and she should be an OnlyFans.
Spin it.
Clearly, that's what you really want to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need the money, and that's a better way to make money than
being
being a teacher.
Nobody teaches because of the paycheck.
You know what? I will go as far as to say I blame the school system for how she turned out because they don't pay them enough, and now she had to turn to OnlyFans just to pay her rent. This poor thing.
Yeah,
she's a victim.
Every time she turned around, spreaded her anus and goes, I can't pay my rent.
I just want to teach
grading
the cry.
Just got a dildo grading macaroni paintings. Just slams up, putting
a macaroni necklace.
Good work. See me tomorrow. Does it? Just starts going to town on herself, you know.
Time to make the donuts.
I already made the donuts. Dude, if I was so fucking delirious and working so hard that I opened up the door and I saw myself coming home from work, I'm gonna go, time to kill myself. and then I see in the mirror and he goes, I already killed myself. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Fucking ghost.
Wolf's Bane Academy. What was it called?
Wolf Swamp Road. Wolf Swamp Road.
That's the worst name for.
By the way, that'll work anyway. Like
I'm sure they're churning out tomorrow's leaders.
Yeah, I know. You know, I get. This is the future of America, sitting in that little shithole bungalow of
Biden
just
graduated.
One bungalow class.
One bungalow.
The graduating class of 4, and this teacher shows her titties, and they have the audacity to say, "Whoa, these kids aren't going to be disrupted by this," you know. God, who cares?
No more Buffalo University for Native Americans.
Dude, she was smoking too, dude. She was hot. Oh
yeah, she has an OnlyFans. Good for her. We can still see her.
You want to see her?
Nah. She gets enough attention.
Hey.
She don't need me.
You want to fucking see this, huh?
Alright, go.
Just real dirty. Come on, you gotta see her.
This show just stops. We're just looking at pictures now.
No, you gotta see her, though. You gotta see her. Just tell me what you think, okay?
Do I have to see her?
Let me ask you what you think, dude.
Fine.
There's something about that Jewish American princess eyebrows that fucking...
I don't find her attractive at all. I think she looks like a goofball.
You're kidding me!
She's a goofball.
No! I think that's what's like charming about her,
goofy
man.
face. She's a goofball.
She totally looks like a kindergarten teacher too, right?
Yeah, she does. Let me say this one more time. Yeah, goofball. It looks like she normally has a unibrow.
She definitely does.
Yeah.
You see that Wolf Swamp Road best eyebrow in that fucking thing? Are you kidding me, man? What do you think? You think there's the Wolf Swamp Road sauna? You know that she can just go get cleaned up every week? Are you shitting me? Of course not. She takes her yellow Bic razor once every 3 weeks and goes.
Wolf Swamp
yeah.
Her fingernails are curling over.
2 stars on Yelp. They're giving her some Swedish rock massage that leaves fucking burning marks on her back. No way, bro. God, I'm thinking of this town, right? What a shithole.
She's eating raw ground beef for dinner. It's Wolf Swamp dinner.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
What's for dinner? Whatever I catch. Whatever's in that snare out there, stupid. What do you think? I guess rabbit, I squirrel, whatever runs across, yeah.
It's a full moon tonight.
As she wakes up after every full moon night, she wakes up naked covered in blood on some bridge on the Wolf Swamp Bridge. She's just covered in blood naked. She goes.
There's just lightning striking.
Yeah. Every time she has to buy one of those big old coats because all the fur comes out the back.
We're children.
She really is, dude.
Oh my god.
What's weirder is now that I'm looking at it, now that Nick brought it to my attention, she looks like a fucking wolf.
She's a goofball.
She looks like a werewolf. And she'd have red hair werewolf. She is, dude. She's something, dude.
She's a weirdo. Can I grade her photo like she grades her kids' papers?
Oh.
C minus.
Oh, what happened there?
I'll give her C plus.
I thought that was going to take her down a few notches.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, God bless her. Look, sweetheart, I'm rooting for her. Honestly.
What's her name?
Brenna Percy. Yeah, come on, Brenna Percy.
Like and subscribe to the show. You're more than welcome to
We're gonna send you this video. We want to see the boobies, baby.
If you want to get your tits out to a wider audience of 28 subscribers, we just hit 28 today, ladies and gentlemen. We're ticking up. We're ticking up.
If you were tired of teaching those little booger face fuckers running around banging chalk. I know Wolf Swamp Road doesn't have like whiteboards. I know it's like old school chalkboards with the powder and shit like that. If you're done with that, just do your OnlyFans, sweetheart. You're for the better. Yeah, God.
Fine.
I know they act. That teacher acts like, oh God, she'll never work in this town again.
She should do a team up with Shauna Rae.
Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah.
And Maegan Hall. Could you imagine that?
Because Shauna Rae could play one of her students, and they could do a bit where she's like the perverted teacher, and Shauna Rae is one of the students, but it's completely legal.
Dude, stop.
Oh my God!
Dude, stop! I'm about to start jacking off. You gotta stop.
Watch that video?
Oh, I would watch that fucking video every day of my life.
Stream that?
My daughter would come up and go, Dad, I go, shut the fuck up! I don't care if you're late I'm in the middle of my video.
She's like, Shauna, I'm gonna have to see you after class.
and Shauna's
she has a giant ruler.
And then
one of those meter-long rulers.
And then Maegan Hall comes in and she goes, and she comes in and she goes, Shauna's been breaking windows downtown. I might have to haul you in unless your teacher can convince me otherwise. Oh man!
I say we teach her a lesson.
Could you imagine like Maegan Hall holding Shauna's right, just eating her tiny?
It's the cop hugging her from behind.
Eating her tiny little like a sandwich, eating her tiny little butt out like this, going. And then Shauna Rae Superman in it like this way, and the teacher grabs her arm and starts making out. Could you imagine what that would look like? You get what I'm saying? Like the end.
She pulls her. She's like, "Get on your hands and knees."
I am. I'm already am.
Oh my God. We're just dirtbags.
Yeah, we are. I was about to get into police brutality, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got one more, Nick.
How far in are we?
That's
what she said.
Hey, so little Shauna Rae's like, Shauna Rae goes, my heart! You're hitting my heart!
She starts choking. She goes,
once you go in vaginally and you see your cock in her throat up here, and she's going,
god.
Terrible, dude.
Oh my god.
All right. You know what? Nick didn't know about these guys. I like these guys. If you guys don't know about Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, follow James O'Keefe. Listen, they're absolutely if anybody was going to be.
Tell me what is Project Veritas?
Yeah. So they are your quintessential Republican conservative side, but the reason what they are is they're journalists, but they're undercover journalists, and the reason why I like them, okay. And dude, honestly, there's a never-ending array of content with them. And how they get their content is this. They go, they set up Tinder dates and Bumble dates and Facebook dates, and they get people online and they get hot. I'm telling you, they hire like fuckable people, like beyond fuckable people.
Like
okay?
models.
Yes, like ridiculous. Like, and you know what, dude, honestly, people, what do they do?
You guys hiring?
What do they?
What are your rates?
Yeah. What do people do when they want to fuck? They break down, right? They start opening up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's the most genius. Like, honestly, it's unreal what they do. So what they do is they find these people and they go through all of them and they go through their, their networks and they find these people that work for Pfizer, Facebook, Twitter.
High profile
People that work in there. And they send these people on dates and they ask them for information. And I'm telling you, they've broke insane stories, uncovered insane scandals.
Well, that's like a CIA tactic,
yeah.
basically. You
Honeypot them. They honeypot them, yeah. So they go in there and they do it. And it's funny because you know who gets it the worst, though? No. They get gay guys and they get models. And we were talking about this, like, guys want to fuck. Mm-hmm. And especially gay guys. Yeah. But they get these guys in there. And I'm telling you right now, they never see it coming.
Go ahead.
Oh God! I completely utterly broke down. Okay, but they go in there and they ask them about like top secret shit, and you think that like they'd be like hip to these things now, and you think like okay, all right, be on the lookout. And they do. They have like press conferences and let them know these people are out there. They are looking for you. Do not get trapped by these people. Do not get to stay off these sites. Never ends.
Or just don't do anything wrong. How about don't have shit to hide?
Yeah, but these companies are disgusting.
Oh, they're animals.
They're always
so what is this is a good thing then that they're doing?
Dude, it's a wonderful thing.
Like corruption.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's at the highest level. Yeah. The guy that they caught, the newest one that they caught this week, gay gentleman, he worked for Pfizer. Okay, he goes in there and he is head of operations for Pfizer. His name's I just thought his name was Wolf because of Wolf Road. His name is Jordan Tristan Walker. He's strategic operations at Pfizer. You know what he said they were doing? He said that they were mutating the virus. This is coming from the head of the charge of operations from Pfizer. So this guy, all the new stuff that's coming out, everything that Pfizer's going about with the vaccine, they were mutating the virus and re-releasing it to see how they could work on a better vaccine. Okay. So they were getting people sick. Mm-hmm. Looking to so
they can make a buck,
data,
so they can cure
it.
It's V for Vendetta.
Dude, it's
We're
disgusting.
living the movie V for Vendetta. It's unbelievable.
Let me tell you what he did. This guy knew he was so busted, and he knew that he's not only going to lose life, but they might kill this motherfucker. We've been watching left and right, rich, powerful people, young people getting taken out left and right, especially guys like this. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the fake Andrew Tate case goes on.
Yeah,
Let that man go in and lock up this cocksucker.
He's the biggest threat to your children. No. Andrew Tate is, yeah. So these people get taken out left and right. This guy panics so bad when James O'Keefe comes in and starts giving him the documents. He starts telling him, hey, why are you mutating the virus? Why are you doing this? And he starts losing it. And he starts, trying all sorts of tactics. Like, I was lying. No, you fell for it. I knew it was you guys. He goes over to the shop owner, and it's in like San Francisco, of course. My God. He goes over to the shop owner. He goes, don't let them leave. Don't let them leave, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you think as a shop owner, a small business owner, you're going to go, all right, like listen, this riffraff needs to go outside. Yeah. The shop owner locks these guys inside, and they start assaulting him and his camera crew.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I'm telling you right now, James O'Keefe, wow. His house was raided like a month ago. This is another guy that's never done anything wrong. His house was raided. They kicked his door and they stole all sorts of his data and stuff like that. Dude, I'm telling you, we are watching the government be more corrupt than ever.
They're literally doing like mafia shit in broad daylight, and we're all just going,
yeah. Wouldn't the government be happy? Yeah. Wouldn't the government be happy that he's exposing all this government? Aren't they the ones supposed to be that are supposed to be policing this stuff?
Him.
It's insane. Yeah, why him? Why? Tell us, why would James O'Keefe be the problem if he's trying to help? Why? You're gonna kick his door? You're gonna threaten his family with guns?
It's pretty obvious because he's gonna expose them eventually, and they have shit to hide, and they don't want that to happen.
That wasn't sarcasm. That it's a joke. It's a joke what they're doing, these guys.
Andrew Tate.
Top G. Get him out of there.
Every episode until that man is out, I'm going to shout his name out. And I'm going to try to drive as much attention on this kangaroo court sham bullshit case they have going on. Andrew Tate, I just want you to know, man, I'm sorry I always talk about this, but I pray for you. My heart is with you. As long as you're innocent, man, I believe that you are. I truly believe that you are. I see that you are. I see you, man.
We know your
heart's with you, man. You're gonna get through this, man. Just know that you have our thoughts and prayers, and my heart goes out to you. And like I'm sending love to you and your family. Tristan as well. Also Tristan Tate. I'm sorry I don't mention his name enough. Yeah. Tristan and Andrew Tate and everyone else involved. I forgot the other people's names, his assistant, everyone. But all you guys, you're being done dirty. You're being done dirty. We see it. Our hearts are with you.
You guys are...
Stay strong. Top G all fucking day. Let's go.
You guys are guilty until you're proven innocent, and that's disgusting. It should never be that way. We're sorry for what you're dealing with right now.
Let him out.
Free Andrew Tate. Free Top G. The whole team. Let those girls get back to work what they love doing.
I'm going to start getting stronger and stronger when I call it out every episode until that guy is out, because this is getting fucking ridiculous.
Free Top G!
And very few people are actually standing up for this obviously innocent guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Top G, stay strong, man. Much love. This has been episode 11.
11, baby. We did it.
Irish Spaghetti Podcast. We just lose our fucking minds. God bless, ladies and gentlemen.